Fantasy football is my religion.
Smile.
Because I love Brad.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
All I see are lies and collusion. This whole season is nuts.
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fantasy Gravy, the official podcast of the Kappa Sigma Alumni Fantasy Football League, hosted by me, your 2014 Bunny champion, never forget, and the local gridiron gigolo, Stu. How you doing this week, Stu?
You know, I've done better. You know, I like when I win. It's a much better week every week. But you know, going against the number one team in the league and him going off on a week that he had three of his top players out, can't be really upset. Kind of think I've almost got the flu. I'm trying to avoid that with a passion right now. So, you know, taking cold medicine, taking flu medicine, drink a lot of fluids, and trying to feel better. So hopefully a win against Vince this week will really make me feel better.
I think so. You need some emergency and a win. That cures all. So we had a crazy week. Lots of fancy juggernauts. Do you want to go ahead and dive right into that, Stu?
Let's head that way.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
All
That's right, guy.
Yeah, crazy. Here we go.
That's right, Stu. You go ahead.
Oh,
you take this one.
Guys, we've got 6 juggernauts this week. That is literally every single game there was a juggernaut. Every game. That's crazy. We have absolutely never had that before. This is an outrageous 130 points plus the win, and 6 teams out of 12 did that. I actually didn't even look. Were there actual more teams that scored over 130, Brad?
Sam did.
Okay, so we had 7 teams score 130 points in 1 week. That's absurd.
That is ridiculous. The top juggernaut, Stu, Dixon. 150 points. His MVP, Aaron Jones with 41, a.k.a. Mr. Jones and me. I'm after that game, Dixon, if you're not blaring Mr. Jones by County Crows on the way to work, there's something wrong with you. Because that I can't believe I traded that man to you in the beginning of the season. That is the one trade I regret. Number 2, Mo, 147 points, Stu. His MVP, Mike Evans with a 40 burger. Stairway to Heavens. Yeah, Mr. Mike Evans. He went to town on you. And he's a big reason why you were unable to take down Rambo. I came in at number 3 with 144, MVP with a 30 burger. Deshaun Watson, I don't know if y'all heard, but he's a pirate now. Arr! And Matt with 136 points. His MVP was Drew Brees with a 30 burger. He breezed through the competition. And Lovick, you came in number 5 with 134 points. Your MVP was Tevin Coleman with 39 points, almost a 40 burger. I don't know of anything that rhymes with Tevin or Coleman, so we're going to go ahead and skip that pun. And then CoPro with 133 points. Your MVP was Dalvin Cook with just a normal 25 points because your team was pretty consistent. Well, Dalvin Cook cooked you up a win. 6 fantasy juggernauts. Pretty sure it's a league record. Congrats to all of y'all.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Just crazy. Brad, let's go ahead and move to our ambulance report. All right, first up, to Lovick's enjoyment, Matt Breida. Again, he was supposed to start, had some weird chunk gains throughout the afternoon, but exited shortly in the second half with an ankle injury. 4 touchdowns for Tevin Coleman. He just kind of overshadowed it.
Did you see the 40-yard touchdown by Colonel Mustard?
I did not. I didn't watch that game very closely on Sunday.
He made an appearance after Tevin Coleman needed a breather. The 49ers just absolutely destroyed Carolina, except for McCaffrey. That man's apparently indestructible. Matt Breida, we'll see if he comes back. They talked to Shanahan today, and he said, you know what, if we were to play today, Breida would be in bad shape. So he's probably going to be closer to a game time decision. We'll see. We'll just have to pay attention to how his practices are on Thursday and Friday. If he can get a limited practice in on Friday, he's got a chance. But really, I wouldn't start Matt Breida because unlike what's the running back I'm trying to think of? Unlike LaShawn McCoy, who would get hurt, come out of the game, you think he'd be done, he'd come right back in 2 plays later. Except when Matt Breida gets hurt, he leaves the game, he doesn't come back. So starting him this week would be a risky move if he plays. And then Stu, Miles Sanders rushed 3 times for 74 yards and 1 touchdown for Adam. Was whooping up on the Bills, but then he left with a second half shoulder injury. At least he got some points for Adam before he graciously bowed out. So we'll see what's going on later this week if he's going to play. But lucky for Adam, he's got Jordan Howard. He could just run Jordan Howard out there.
It honestly might just clear up the backfield a little bit for him, make it a lot easier of a pick. Next up, we've got my guy, Chase Edmonds. Got me almost no points. They struggled that entire game. Chase Edmonds just had a rough game. Going to miss a few weeks. The Cardinals have already moved on, and they have went ahead and traded for Kenyon Drake, which we'll talk about a little more later. So, yeah, it's not looking great for Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, and then just got an update just now. Deshaun Jackson practicing today. Good news for Lovick. He traded for Deshaun Jackson. Philly is really missing that deep threat. They were unable to get a wide receiver before the trade deadline. They were hunting, but they couldn't find the deal they wanted. So let's see if Deshaun Jackson, more than likely, I bet he's back on Sunday. And then D.D. Westbrook. Glad I didn't start that, man. I was torn between him and Ridley. Well, D.D., he got banged up in the first half. Never saw the field in the third quarter. Shoulder issue, neck issue. He ended up leaving the game with negative points. We'll see if he plays on Sunday. But there's a teammate of his, which we'll get to later, is also a surprise on the injury report. But I think they might give D.D. I think D.D.'s going to end up playing, but I just don't trust playing him. It's kind of a risky move. And then what's even more risky is Brandon Cooks ever playing football again, because he took a helmet-to-helmet shot from the safety on his first target of the game, concussion, which that's just – I think Brandon Cooks now, I think concussion. That's all the man ever gets. Small little guy. It's been a major issue for him in recent years. He's not coming Sunday. They had the bye week coming up. He's actually spending this time to go see a concussion specialist, looking like it's probably going to be a multi-week absence, or it could be worse, because the Rams have come out and said, we want to do what's best for Brandon Cooks, the person, and the football player. So to me, that means they need to give his head a rest, and he might be out indefinitely. We'll see. This is a big uptick for Robert Woods. Also, the other wide receiver they have that comes in, I'm forgetting his name, Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds will get an uptick. Cooper Kupp still going to be a monster.
Yeah, I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can uptick an uptick that's already through the roof. So yeah, that one's pretty ridiculous. And then we have Darius Geis. I know that Dixon, is that who has him on his IR? He's scheduled. He's on track to suit up for Week 11, which is a nice little push for the playoffs there for Dixon. Yeah,
and Dixon's needing all RBs, so especially RB depth. So Glad he's not starting this week because I'm facing Dixon. But yeah, Darius Geis, that's pretty Geis for Dixon there.
Well, especially for a team that's looking to be the run game. Because I mean, if you watched that game last Thursday, Adrian Peterson, old man himself, old and busted, seems to have just gone to town. So if guys can stay healthy for a couple of games, he looks to have a pretty nice fantasy outlook in the future.
Oh, yeah. Bill Callahan only has the offensive mind of a coach from the 1950s, which is just run, run, run.
Yep.
He is. The Washington's actually thinking of extending him and making him the head coach permanently, which just shows the further dysfunction of Washington. They're just a horrible franchise, and I feel sorry for their fans.
Yep.
Joe. Oh, go ahead.
Joe Flacco seems to be out with a neck injury. They seem to have just benched him completely. I don't know that he is going to get to have his job back. We have Brandon Allen, which is, I know you guys are all Razorback fans. My wife is, and I like the team at least. But Brandon Allen, I can't see him being a good NFL quarterback. As much as a Hog fan as you guys want to be, if you can give me a good rationale or good reasoning behind him being a good quarterback somehow for fantasy, good luck. Please, someone pick him up and use him.
Yeah, it's going to be a really bad game. I think Denver's going to be smart, and they're just going to be super pass heavy. Drew Lock, who they drafted, I believe, out of Missouri, has already been cleared for practice. So I don't expect Brandon Allen to be the starter very long.
Well, there's a reason I picked up the Seahawks this week.
Yep. And then Sam Darnold, thumb injury. He's going to play through it. I don't know if anybody cares. He's got a schedule coming up.
Matt and Lovick do.
Because
Matt and Lovick care.
Yeah. So they might care
because of their bet.
And then Calvin Ridley, concussion, day to day. He's in his bye week. So he took a hard hit, came back in. I guess got hit again. So we'll see what happens with Ridley.
And then we've got Aaron Jones, shoulder contusion, day to day. There's a couple of different running backs out there with shoulder injuries. I think he'll play. They'll probably give him that nice juice to let him keep playing, and should be good from there.
Yeah, can you hear Dixon in the distance? I can hear Dixon in the distance. Yeah, that's Dixon. Dixon is super not happy because James Conner hurt his AC joint in his shoulder. Hurt it at the very end of Monday Night Football, but Conner feels optimistic. He says it depends how he feels during the week. He says he's not panicking. It's not season ending. Hopes to play Sunday. Will likely be a game time decision. Says he's going to do whatever is best for the team. Side note, Mike Tomlin said Jalen Samuels could have played on Monday Night Football, but held him out to be cautious. So I expect Jalen Samuels to get the start this coming Sunday.
Yep. No, it's really upset. It's really sad to me because James Conner helped me win 2 different leagues. Not this one, but did help me win 2 others. It's rough for when both of your main running backs are hurt at the same time. So Dixon will be looking to pivot somewhere.
Yep. And then DJ Shark, more like DJ Shark doo-doo, because it just listed him with a quad injury today. On his second time listed on the injury report this season. Waiting to hear more if it will be an issue. I know Matt picked up Conley. DJ Shark and Dede can't go on Sunday. Matt's going to get all the targets for Conley, and he'll become a must start against that depleted Texans secondary. Any comments on DJ Shark, Stu?
Do DJ Shark do. Yep.
and then on this next one, there's a storm brewing, Stu. He's been out all season, but he's coming back. AJ Green officially doing actual team drills today. He's working out in full with the team. First time since having
Yeah, no, I know you're super excited about AJ Green. Yeah, I know he's expected to play hopefully next week after their bye is over with. So, good for him. He's hoping not to get franchise tagged and wants an actual deal. I know he's been holding off on talks of a deal since his injury. So, this is looking good for him. Hopefully he'll have a good couple of games, get some players off of Tyler Boyd, and help his fantasy value go up as well. Brad, we've got a bye-apocalypse. What do we got this week?
Oh, yeah. You talk about bye-apocalypse. Yeah, a freaking bye-apocalypse, Stu. The Falcons are on bye. The Bengals are on bye. The Rams are on bye. The Saints are on bye. That means no Julio Jones, no Matt Ryan, no Austin Hooper, no Calvin Ridley, Devontae Freeman, Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, wasn't going to play anyways, Robert Woods, Todd Gurley, Gerald Everett, Kamara/Murray, Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees. Matt, Vince, Dixon, CoPro, and Sam the Most are going to be deeply affected by these bye weeks. Let's hope they have been prepared for it. We'll get into that when we do our matchups. But, yeah, the bye weeks, it looks crazy.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Really glad it's not affecting me too terribly bad. I mean, it's 2 wide receivers for me, which has not been fun with Tyler Boyd and Woods being out. And then we've got our Dynasty team updates. Week 8 results. Brad beat Matt. Dixon beat B-Dub. Rod beat Puva. And I beat Matt with a late Monday win.
You beat Adam, didn't you?
What did I say, Matt?
Yeah,
I did.
You beat a Shep. You beat a Shep.
I beat a Shep. Well, I'm playing Matt this week. That's why.
Okay. Oh, you got back Sheps.
Yeah. So what that puts our standings at? Brad is 6-2. I am 6-2. Dixon is 4-4. Matt is 5-3. Adam is 4-4, and Rod is 5-3. Rod is leading Division 1, and you are leading Division 2 with points right now. I am on your heels, sir. I am looking for that repeat win. And then we've got Week 9. Our matchups are Matt versus me. I'm predicted to win by 59%. Brad versus Adam. Brad is predicted to win at 68%. Puva versus B-Dub. No one cares. And Dixon versus Rod. Dixon is supposed to win by 99%. I'm assuming that's going to definitely change once Rodney puts in some of his bye week players.
Yep. And as far as Dynasty, I want to go on a humble brag. I joined the 200-point club that week.
You joined Dixon and I in the 200-point club. It's really nice up here.
Yeah. It is nice. It's VIP. The chairs recline. You get both armrests. It's pretty sweet. One thing I'll note, though, the great thing about it was when I was playing Sam, when I was had my team, then I'm facing Matt. Matt basically has most of my team in Dynasty that I have in redraft. So not only did I have to beat Sam, I had to beat myself.
Yeah, that's rough. That's that last box of emotions there that anybody that's in multiple leagues, we've all experienced it. No one enjoys it. So,
And when you win both, it's so sweet.
It is. I won 4 out of 5 leagues, which sounds nice, but the one league that I didn't win in is the one that I care about the most. So, that sucks. All right, Brad, we're going to go ahead and move to the league consensus rankings. What have we got at number 12?
Adam, you're 1-7. You're the only one with 1 win. That's all I can say.
Yep.
You got a great team. You got a good team.
You do.
Just really bad luck.
And really bad matchup so far.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to go crazy on scoring with you, and so I understand. I completely understand. I'm probably right there behind you with most points scored against. So at 11, we've got Rod. Rod, you've got a rough team, sir. 2 2 wins, and I don't know that any more are coming in your near future because I know your matchups are not easy going from here. So yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. We'll see what it changes. These buys get done, and you might be able to get a couple more wins coming up.
And then number 10, we got Day. Same thing, 2 wins. You got the tight ends are killing you, Day. You got to trade one of them tight ends. You got to end your own trade embargo so you can get a valuable piece to help you start winning.
Yeah, don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it will occur. And then at number 9, we've got Matt. You got another win this week. You are trying to pull yourself out of the bowl that shall not be named. But Lovick and I are sitting there right in front of you with the same record, but we just have more points than you. So you are looking better, sir.
Yep. Now we got Vince at 4-4. I think he's lost lost 2 in a row now. So yeah, Vince, you're gonna need to get some wins. Your running back injuries have destroyed you. With David Johnson and then Todd Gurley being out there for a little bit, and then Todd Gurley kind of underperforming. You're not getting the 30-burger Todd Gurley you're used to from last season, and it's kind of holding you back a bit. Other than that, you lost some wide receiver help, and so we'll see how your team is going in the future.
Yep. And then next up is me at number 7. Can't seem to get a win very easily. It's got to be tough all the way for me, which I'm fine with. It will occur. Hoping to get a win this week against Vince and help me propel myself past him.
I think what you need to do is just watch Laura Bell Bundy music videos for 1 straight hour before kickoff.
That might occur. I'm in the sound booth in the back. I'll just put some headphones in, and that'll definitely go down.
Yeah, and then you know what? If the church hears "Giddy on up," you know what? You just say, "That's right, y'all, giddy on up for Jesus," and there you go. It all works together.
Yep.
And then come in number 6.
Wow, that just occurred. Lovick. Yep, that was great. Either way, Lovick, your team is on a hot streak right now. 3 wins. You're doing great. Your team's looking good with Bell and Tyreek. Aaron Rodgers seems to be going, looking more like himself again. So looks like you got that three big pieces there that seem to be helping you out.
I'm gonna make a prediction. I think Lovick makes the playoffs as the last seed.
Ooh, I'm gonna hope you're wrong, but it could definitely happen.
Yeah, I think he can. He'll be pushing it. Vince, you're in trouble, bub. CoPro. Number 5, great team. He won this week. He was a juggernaut. Things are looking good. The only problem is he's in Division 2 with Mo, and you know what? Division 2 is freaking rough. So yeah, CoPro number 5. Any thoughts on CoPro?
I like his team. He's just going to keep playing that quarterback streaming matchup. I'm going to see what the best he can do. I think he's going to get enough wins. I mean, he's what, 5-3, right? Or is it 6-2?
Yeah, 5-3.
Yeah.
I can tell you real quick. He is 5-3.
5-3. So 2 more wins. I think he can do it pretty easily. Hopefully Mahomes will stay out for him and try to get healthy for his playoff run. So yeah, I mean, I think he'll be just fine until then.
Yep. Number 4, Dixon. Dixon, the loss of Aaron Rodgers is looming deep on you. It is a gray cloud following you because all it's doing is giving Lovick more and more momentum, which is the last thing the league needs is Lovick with momentum. We had first to worst trending, and then you just ended it.
How dare you, sir?
Giving them Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, in your defense, we all thought it was kind of a good trade on your part, and we were all freaking wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Mixon worked out better for you last week, but unfortunately, he was on your bench.
Yeah. Here's the good thing with Mixon moving forward, though. Much better matchups.
True. And with AJ Green, hopefully stretch the field a little bit more, not stack the box the entire freaking time. So could have a really good second half of the season.
Joe Mixon's actually a trade target. So if I make an offer to Mixon, just don't take it. Might be in your best interest to go ahead and hold on to old average Joe. Sam comes in at number 3. He barely got beat this week by me, but Sam's team's nasty.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp is a freak. Cooper Kupp just about put the nail in my coffin. I just got lucky with the Pittsburgh defense that they're facing Miami this week. Otherwise, Sam would be sitting there at 6-2 instead of 5-3. And yeah, so Sam
Fitzmagic really made you want to worry there for a little bit at the beginning of that game on Monday night.
Fitzmagic's an asshole.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I got some gray hairs that were not from being a new dad. It was definitely from Fitzpatrick. And if my son goes, "I gave you that gray hair," I'll be like, "Oh, not that one. That one belongs to Ryan Fitzpatrick." Number 2, that's me. Yay. Number 2, where I'll always be and probably never get any higher than that. My team's okay. I think it's good enough for a good run. We'll see what happens when it comes to playoff time. Anything can happen. I'm sitting at 7-1, so I'm sitting pretty. Should make the playoffs. No issues.
Oh yeah, you guys are in. No, I mean I literally calculated it to this point. We're getting to the point where I'm about to start doing our playoff calculations and getting odds going. Give about another week, and then I'll really get into those. But yeah, no, Brad, you and Mo are in. By the way, no matter what, no matter how lopsided, we have enough wins in the lower half of the league. 7 wins, you guys are in.
And speaking of Mo, or what I'm gonna call from now, Rammo, because you can't kill the man. And if you threaten him, you threaten the victory against him, he goes nuts on you. Even when he's down, he doesn't have his weapons. He's alone in the damn forest. The man just destroys. And that's what Mo did this week to you, Stu. He didn't have any of his weapons. He was out in the woods, and old Rambo, he destroyed you with a damn twig he found on a branch. I don't know how he does it. Mo, you are a well-oiled fantasy machine. I think you're going to have having the number 1 seed overall, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think you're going to run away with it.
Yep, I agree. All right, Brad, we're going to go ahead and go to the playoff and dildo bracket outlook. What do we got for the Bundy bracket?
Well, let me go and tell you. Like I said, Mo and me, number 1, number 2 seeds. Mo's number 1 seed. He has 1,112 points. I'm sitting at 1,055. Mo has a comfortable point lead, and Mo's going to keep on winning. In the playoff hunt right now, in the playoff seeds of the season ended today, we'd have Dixon at 6-2, Sam at 5-3, Cooper at 5-3, and Vince at 4-4. Vince with only he has 837 points scored. I refer to you that again because in purgatory right now is Stu at 3-5 with 876. That's more points scored than Vince. And Lovick at 3-5 with 854 points. That's more points scored than Vince. So Vince, you got not just one person on your heels, you got 2. So work what you can.
I would dare say 3 because I mean right here, Matt, right here with him.
Yeah. Matt's 3-5. He's at 827 points. Only 10 less points than Vince. Matt's knocking on the door of purgatory and the playoffs. No hope for Day at 2-6. Rod 2-6. Adam at 1-7. Adam is just hoping to go on some kind of winning streak here at the end and just try to climb into purgatory. That's Adam's only hope at this point. That's all we got. Do you want to go to Collusion Corner?
Let's head that way.
I think we might got a Palpatine on that. It's okay. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kenyon Drake traded to the Arizona Cardinals. What do you think of that one, Stu? What's it going to look like for old Kenyon Drake?
I think he's just going to go ham. I mean, he's a good player. We've all known he's a good player. He was just on a terrible team. The Cardinals want to run. There's something wrong with DJ. With Chase Edmonds out, I think he's going to take a little bit to warm up. But I mean, if you got him this week, I mean, play him. I mean, I know Vince is playing him against me, but I'm not crazy worried. But he could still have a really good game behind that team.
Yeah, he's against the 49ers, number one rush defense. Now, Christian McCaffrey lit them up, but that's Christian McCaffrey. That dude is just doing phenomenal things this year. Kenyon Drake, they said he's not going to have the full workload, but all it takes is a few red zone snaps to get the points. So, yeah, he needed to make the trade. He loses Galladay. We'll get to that. I'm sorry. I'm already going to the trade, Vince, because Vince traded for Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, he did.
So we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah,
then we have Devontae Freeman.
I think Kenyon Drake's a good asset for Arizona Cardinals. That's a good trade by them.
I agree.
And they didn't give up much at all.
No.
Traded to the Lions.
Devontae Freeman.
Almost traded to the Lions.
He was very close. I know they would talk quite a while, from what I understand. So nothing crazy. Then what did our overlords go ahead and do on the Patriots?
They dumped Mike Nugent because he's been missing kicks. They signed Nick Folk to be their new kicker. So if you're looking to start the Patriots kicker, do not start Mike Nugent this week. Also, the Atlanta Falcons dumped Matt Bryant. So next week, don't start Matt Bryant for the Falcons. You're going to start Young Ho Koo. That's right. The Falcons signed Young Ho, which I'm surprised. I figure Bob Kraft of the Patriots would have been the one to sign Young Ho.
I absolutely love that name, and I think I might add him in Dynasty just so I have that guy on my team. It's pretty crazy with the kicker drops. Matt Bryant's been a staple for the Falcons a long time, I thought, right? Or at least he's been with them for at least a couple of seasons. It's absolutely crazy. Brad, no, on this next part, no, we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut it out right now. He said in the Brad embargo. No.
Embargoes.
Nope. I have had one of these since I traded you Chris. Oh, what's his name at this point? What's his name? Back like season 3 that we all played together. What was his name for the Titans? What was his name? Chris Johnson. There we go. Nope. Since then, I pretty much haven't traded with you. If I do, it's a pretty washed trade most of the time. I'm very, very careful when trading with you. So I have, from the background, I have supported this embargo, and I hope that, the 3 people that keep saying let's embargo Brad haven't done very well. I think we're gonna hold on to that embargo, Brad.
Okay, that's fine. Well, after Matt issued another embargo against me, I had a trade. Traded with Vince. I gave him Kenyon Drake and Calvin Ridley for Kenny Galladay. So smooth, Kenny G. What do you think of the trade, Stu? Give us a grade.
I'm going to give you an A++ because I play Vince this week. Kenyon Drake is going against San Francisco, which is awful for all running backs. And then you gave him Calvin Ridley, which is on bye. So all around, I'm just a big fan of this trade, at least for this week. Kenyon Drake will probably be really good throughout the rest of the season as long as DJ and Chase Edmonds are out. And Calvin Ridley with Sanu gone should probably have an uptick in catches and receptions himself. So overall, I think it's good for Vince. You have a good wide receiver piece now. He's a little off and on when it comes to the Lions, but I mean, the weeks that he goes off, you're gonna have a great time. So he may be a really good flex option for you.
I think it's going to be he's the number 15 wide receiver right now, and I think he's going to be higher than that. Just my prediction, because Matt Stafford's going to throw the rest of the season with no Kerryon Johnson. They didn't make an addition at running back. So I think they're just going to be super pass happy like they were back in the Calvin Johnson days. And that's what I hope for. And I don't know if you realize this, too, but the league's been a little trade happy this year. In fact, I wanted to give a quick rundown of how many of each team and how many trades we've had. So Sam and Day, 0 trades. Y'all, come on. Get with it. At least Mo comes in with 1 trade. Dixon's done 2. Stu, you've done a reasonable 3 trades. Vince has done 4 trades. Copro's done 5 trades. Matt and Lovett, Cubicle Partners, have done 7 trades. Adam has done 9 trades. Rod has done 12 trades. And myself leading the pack with 15 trades. Stu, we've had 58 total trades this season alone. That includes the first ever 3-team trade in league history. Just in comparison, in 2018, we had a total of 23 trades. We've more than doubled that halfway through the year.
Yeah, if you look at it here, the top half of the league tend to have lower amounts of trades, excluding you. You were literally the exception to the rule. Rod, Adam, Matt, and Lovick are in the bottom 6 of the league, bottom 7 of the league. CoPro Vince is, looking kind of iffy on that one. Might be lower throughout the season. So, it's pretty telling of what's kind of going on right now. Sam hasn't traded. Sam's higher up. Mo's traded once. He's at the top. You are really the one just vulturing off everybody is what it looks like to me here, according to these numbers. That's really what I'm seeing.
I would like to give a tip to the other guys who are doing the trades as me. Just throwing it out there. Sometimes you make a trade. It isn't just to win the trade, but it's to get a piece you need to complete the other trade you really want to do. So I know it's like fancy chess, but I'm just saying, trade deadline for ourselves is coming up soon. Look at teams, and you're like, I'm just missing one piece that I need to get that trade, and see if you can get that piece from somebody else. Just throwing it out there. I think some of the guys can add that to their trading repertoire, and I think it can really bolster the managing skills. So just throwing that out there. Look at other teams, and you're like, I really need this. Like, for example, if you look at a team that go, they really, really need this player. You don't have that player, but another team does, but they don't need them. Trade for them, even though you don't need them, because it can help you get the trade you actually want. So just throwing that out there. That's my fantasy tip that I probably should have gave on Tuesday for y'all. So, yeah, there you go. And, Stu, how about that WAB Lotto?
Our current WAB Lotto after this week's after our week's waivers have gone through, Mo at 75, Day at 59, Rod at 40, CoPro and myself at 30. Looks like Dixon's at 32, Sam at 18, Matt at 3, Brad at 4, and then 0 for the rest of the league. Vince, Adam, and Lovick. This week we've got some standouts. We've got staying at the Bellagio for 16 WAB is Sammy with an I. He was the only one to bid. Sam also spent 6 on his crush, Jason Witten. Had that buy and went ahead and dropped him, picked him back up. So only other money spent was Matt getting Connolly for $2, which is looking pretty good right now with DJ Shark out and D.D. Westbrook. So yeah, not bad at all.
Yep, Sam was the only one checking in at the Bellagio, and he's looks like he's planning on having a romantic evening there with Jason Witten. And then, yeah, a great signing by Matt because, both the other guys could end up playing Sunday, but right now, yeah, it looks good because Conley's the only one not on the injury report. Stu, you want to do some Laura Bell Bundy big board of bets?
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
All right, guys. our Lovick and Matt, Thielen and Diggs bet. Thielen is at 97 points. Diggs is at 122 with that big lead after Thielen missed last week. We'll see if Thielen can catch back up this week. Hopefully he plays. I'm hoping. And then we've got Sam Darnold versus Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky at 57.8 and Sam Darnold at 35.6. They're pretty much staying right by each other. Both are pretty terrible, it looks like, right now. Then we've got the A.J. Green and Marvin Jones. Jones is at 91. Green is at 0. If he comes back from his bye in Week 10, hopefully he can have an amazing fantasy season for those last 6 games or so. And then
the good for you, Stu, though, because you chose Marvin Jones. Matt chose A.J. Green, which is funny because lately Matt keeps telling me, A.J. Green ain't going to play, A.J. Green ain't going to play. Well, he really thought A.J. Green was going to play when he made this bet. But A.J. Green's on bye this week, and Marvin Jones isn't. He's playing Oakland. So a good chance that Marvin Jones surpasses the 100-point mark, the century mark there, before A.J. Green touches the field.
Well, and I think that has something to do with him no longer owning A.J. Green. So that it's not really shocking. So then we've got Aaron Jones at 170.1 and Marlon Mack at 97.3. Jones is looking like a strong winner and could go up and try to double Mack this week. Then we've got Matt versus Adam on Sammy Watkins playing 11 games this season. He did play last week, so it's that 6 weeks he's played. He's got 5 more weeks he's got to play out of the remaining, what do we got? 7 weeks. So he's got, if he misses 3 more weeks, Matt is going to lose that one as well.
And then we had a new water bet between myself and Matt. Matt says A.J. Green does not play against the Ravens after the Bengals bye week. I say he does. Reports are looking more in my favor, but A.J. Green could always have a setback and not play. So we're not gonna know who's gonna win this one until that game is played.
Yep. And then our last update is 2-2s for the draft. The Get Some podcast versus Fantasy Gravy. We both picked this exact same pick, so now we're 20-19. We're still up by 1. All right, Brad. Let's go ahead and move to Brad and Stu's bias matchup predictions. Super biased.
Oh, so biased.
Oh,
very, very.
Oh, crazy biased. All right, Brad. How did we do last week?
We went 4-2. With Get Some, we did pretty good. We changed from Lovick to Matt last minute when Matt traded for George Kittle, and we shouldn't have done it. We would have been up by 2.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I guess we'd be much better. And I kind of had a feeling in the back of my mind that I was going to lose to Mo, and we should have probably picked him over me. We've learned our lesson. Never pick anybody against Mo. So first up is Mo versus Shep, and guess what? We're picking Mo.
Yep, Mo's got Zeke back, Lamar Jackson back, Mark Ingram back. Now the Ravens do face New England, but yeah, we're gonna go with Mo.
Yep. Then we're gonna go Brad versus Dixon. Brad, you've got this one. We're gonna take myself over Vince, and crazy enough, we're gonna take Adam over Sam.
Yeah, the bye week's going to hurt Sam this week. Adam looks healthy. We're going to go with Adam. The one that we're going to have to really discuss is going to be Day and Rod.
Well, we'll discuss that one in just a second. Let's just go ahead and say we're going to also take another crazy pick on the guy that's on a hot streak, Lovick versus Kaprovic. We're going to take Lovick. So that's the rest of them. Let's get in a little deep dive into the Day versus Rod. I know where I'm leaning first off, but I really haven't looked at the particular matchup very closely this week. So explain your thoughts here.
We got Rod with Minshew against Houston in London, and then we got Day with Jimmy Garoppolo versus Arizona on Thursday. The problem with San Francisco is they run the ball a lot. But Arizona's so horrible. Garoppolo can still have a good game. Him and Minshew are both Brown projected around the same amount of points. Derrick Henry against Carolina. Rod has Matt Breida, though. And Matt Breida is hurt, and it's Thursday night. We'll see if Rod keeps him in.
See, but there's an exception here. He also has Jalen Samuels.
Yes.
So if Connor doesn't play, Jalen Samuels will have a good day versus Indy.
That's all dependent. If Matt Breida's active, he goes Matt Breida, then that's going to wash that out. Now, the other running backs is James White versus Philip Lindsay. I would lean Philip Lindsay in that one.
Yep.
Now, Rod has Marvin Jones against Oakland. That's a good matchup compared to Mohamed Sanu against Baltimore. Mohamed Sanu's new with the Patriots. But I really still don't know what to expect out of that one. Day's got Alshon Jeffrey against Chicago. That's a bad matchup. Emmanuel Sanders, though, for Rod against Arizona, good matchup. Tight ends, Kelsey against Minnesota. Kelsey's matchup proof. Hawkinson versus Oakland. I don't know what to expect out of Hawkinson. Maybe he only had one target and one catch last week against the Giants. But he's still a red zone threat. And then Duke Johnson compared to Zach Ertz in the flex. Day hadn't put a kicker in yet. Rod's going with the Texans defense against Jacksonville. And then that's the opposite for Day. It's the Jaguars against the Texans. What are your thoughts?
Well, Day's got a kicker he's got to put in, so that'll give him an extra 7 points, supposedly putting him over Rodney. There's some injury factors we don't know the answer to. Devontae Adams is probable at this point, which I would definitely think Day would put him in over Sanu, or even just over Alshon against Chicago. So that could really improve his fantasy value right there with just that one switch. You know what?
That's it.
I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go Day.
I'm with you. I'm switching my mind. I'm going Day. Put it on the board. We are choosing this week Mo, Adam, Day, Lovick, Stu, and Brad to win. Those are your biased matchup predictions.
Super biased.
They're super biased. All right, Stu. Anything else to talk about?
I think that is actually it, Guy. I think that is all we've got for you guys today.
All right. I hope you all have a great week. Good luck, except for you, Dixon. I need you to lose because you're facing me. And I'm pretty sure Stu feels the same about Vince.
Very much so. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great week and enjoy some fantasy gravy. See ya.
All right. Don't eat too much Halloween candy.